Hi everyone, it's me, Jacob. I'm a fitness and leadership coach. I help people just like you get to the next level. Have you ever been so focused, so determined, having a perfect day, dialed in, know exactly what your priorities are, why they're your priorities, and then you encounter people in your daily life that aren't as focused and who seemingly are kind of sent like some conspiracy to take you out of your focus. In my daily life, I've seen that the more focused I am, that it's almost comical to the extent as to which someone or something looks to get me off course. I often bring up my accident in 2018. I was super dialed in, super focused, hyper focused, and then I'm in an accident. And then as soon as I was safe and the ambulance got to me, I actually said, how long is it going to take before I get back into the gym and start working out? It took me about 2 days, a day or two. What am I getting at? Let's just say for today, for example, I'm lifting pretty heavy, having a great day, putting up some great numbers, very proud of myself. And then someone comes up to me and says, hey, you know what? I don't really think lifting heavy is such a great idea. Makes sense? And I don't typically have that conversation on an everyday basis. Believe it or not, people don't typically attack that concept so much. I think if you go back 10 years, it was more controversial whether you should lift heavy or not. I think where it's pretty established in the psyche of most people that lift weights, that lifting heavier weights, or at 80 to 90% of our 1 rep max, 75% of our 1 rep max, is beneficial, as believe it or not, most benefits take place at the 75% mark, 65% being where the benefits start taking place. So if you can do any lift with 100 pounds, most benefits are going to kick in at about 65 to 75 pounds on any given lift or the lift in question. In any case, going back to my example, so here I am, I'm actually fresh off the workout floor and about to eat my chicken, a little stir fry that's inspired by Jenny Angulo, who also ate a stir fry. She told me. In any case, I got the message. Hey, someone tells me I'm not into lifting heavy, and they go on to tell me why and how, why they don't think lifting heavy is important, or how lifting heavy is not going to help them out, and all the reasons why not. And I'm there just like mid set, like I need to stop talking right now and go lift heavy. Like, for all the reasons you're giving me as to why not to lift heavy, I actually have an appointment with heavyweight like right now. So you'll excuse me so I can finish my heavyweight training, which is so essential and important and one of my priorities today. I hope that makes some sense. Seems like the more dialed in and focused you are, it's almost like the exact opposing force is culminating in this world, looking to talk to you and convince you why that is a terrible idea. In his book, Steven Pressler, The War of Art, he goes into this concept of, anytime that you set out to achieve something of great value, of importance to you, you can expect that there's almost like a conspiracy of sorts set out to get in your way. He calls it the war of art, not to be confused with the Art of War by Sun Tzu, the great general, but the War of Art, which is written by Steven Pressler. Again, anytime you set out to do something that's of high importance to you, a high priority, of something that's going to take you to the next level in your existence, in your consciousness, in your body, your physical goals, your business goals, your family goals, your relationship goals, you can expect some sort of counter resistance that is almost the exact opposite of what you set out to do, almost a mirrored opposite. And so I've found this in life, for example, when I started meditating and I wanted to dismantle the concept of an ego, it was pretty hard to do that because it was like everything that I had built in my life was on some level supported by an egotistical perspective. And so my ego wasn't holding those things up as much anymore. And so things started crumbling pretty fast. It was an exact opposition. Similarly to, let's just say you want to work out, you want 2019 to be a year of fitness, and you haven't worked out maybe in a year or 10 years, right? Well, you can expect some great resistance to move that rock of that boulder of weight and to get some momentum and consistency and commitment. And something is going to totally try to derail you. Like for me, it was an accident last year. And so here I am, it's 2019, giving you this video specifically for Instagram Live or Instagram TV, but I will be placing it on YouTube, etc. And I'm moving into the realm of reaching more people on an international level. So I want to impact and coach people on an international level, like my mentors, like people that I've looked up to for years, decades, and get going into that realm. Now, naturally, let's just say someone hears that and they say, well, it's not going to happen, or not if I can see something, There's always a counter to it. For example, there was a gentleman on the documentary called American Meme, and he goes into how what's popular on social media is things of a lowest common denominator. The things of a lowest common denominator. He says that is what's popular. And if you look at my posts, they're not of the lowest common denominator. I like to push, things about purpose, things about focus, things about getting the most out of yourself. And those aren't things of the lowest common denominator. On the contrary, they're the things of the highest common denominator. Things of the lowest common denominator are actually things that are gonna, like I said, that's what you can count on to hold you back. So if you want to eat right, you want a strong nutrition, you can count on people to offer you pizza. I remember January 1st, January 2nd, I looked at my email and there's a 50% off coupon for Pizza Hut. And I'm like, really? Do I really need to see this right now? That's a little temptation. And I didn't order it, but I'm willing to bet a lot of people did. You see how that exists? It's like, they kind of know. Pizza Hut did that on purpose, I know. Like, you know what? Everybody's looking to eat right, start the year off right. We can't have that. We cannot have that. So we're going to offer them pizza at 50% off. And so in my life, what I've discovered is, there's always that, whether it's meditation, it's hard to sit still. Working out, you're sore, you're achy, you're tired, you have no motivation. You want to eat right, there's donuts, there's 50% off pizzas. You want to meet your soulmate, maybe you shouldn't be so patient. So there's all kinds of things that are going to go against your ultimate goal. And I think that we're moving to that stage, we're at this flux where people are starting to give up the quick fixes because they realize they don't pay, they don't work. I want to reach people on an international level for my coaching, for expanding my coaching career. So, it starts with my YouTube videos that I started in 2016, which I have like 200 of, which aren't like so simple, so accepted. And then I see some people that post things of like, bending over and showing their butt, and it's like, yeah, I could see that that's something attractive and it's alluring and it's sexy and there's lust there and it's titillating. But is that really going to help us as people to consume so readily all the time? It's not saying that's wrong or, oh, that's so bad. It's not saying that. It's like, it is exactly what that guy on American Meme was saying. It's the lowest common denominator stuff that seems to attract. And yet the things that push us and ask us to become better versions of ourselves, which is what we truly want, are hardest to do. And that's what I found. And it looks like we're at this flux in our society where people are more and more coming together and realizing that it is the higher aspects and the things that we really want, a life of purpose and legacy, that is important. That's currently where we at as a society. There is that pivotal point. So what I'd like for you to do is go ahead and consider this and write down 1 to 4 main targets this year in 2019 and just see what you're going to do to take action on those things on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. And when you make a mistake, go back and course correct and keep repeating and do what works. Ultimately, you could do nothing, and that's honestly a very common thing to do. And so this is Jacob Adams. I'd love to hear your thoughts. We'll see you next time. Bye.